Hi guys, it's Christine coming to you from San Diego. I'm waiting for a doctor appointment, and I had a little extra time because I got here early, so I thought I would do a quick video of something that is on my mind that I had heard about. For those of you that were familiar with Tim Curry, the actor, the comedian, the writer, screenplay writer, he did it all, like from the 60s up until he passed away. I think it was last year. Well, there's a person that goes around and does interviews with homeless people in LA, and I watch some of those videos. I find it very interesting. Kind of homelessness is van life, and homelessness is kind of close to my heart because I was homeless at one time. I lost everything in Florida back in 2009, and I lived in the woods in a tent in Florida for a year. So basically glorified camping for a year in Florida in the woods with snakes and spiders and all that. And it wasn't by choice, and I ended up getting out of it after a year, but I kind of know what it feels like, you know, to lose everything and to be homeless and to go through something like that. And it's not your own choice, you know, to go through it. You just don't have any other choice, and that's all that you have. That's your only option. So I've always, you know, advocated for the homeless, you know, since then, because some people aren't as lucky as I was and they don't get out of it. And the different circumstances that lead people to that are very interesting too. And most of us don't realize, you know, that it doesn't take much to get you to that point. Anyway, what I wanted to say was Tim Curry, if you're familiar with Tim Curry, the actor and comedian and all that, his son, Patrick, was interviewed downtown LA, and he's homeless and been homeless, I think, for years, living on the streets of LA. You know, he has an alcohol problem, and I don't know the circumstances surrounding, like, why his family doesn't help him. I think he has, you know, some other issues and stuff too, but it was really sad because, you know, my point of that is, like, it's all walks of life. It's people from all walks of life, you know, that become homeless for whatever the reasons. And you know, it doesn't have to be somebody, you know, that's low down and, you know, doesn't have anything to begin with, drugs and all that. You know what I mean? Patrick comes from a very wealthy family and grew up in show business and around show business, and you know, in that whole lifestyle, Los Angeles. And, you know, Los Angeles is supposed to be the city of angels, and it's not. I mean, most of the reality outside of Tinseltown is really sad. I mean, there's people sleeping on the sidewalks, people sleeping on cardboard boxes and tents, and just, if you're interested in that kind of thing and finding out what it's really like out there for the homeless people, do some research, watch some videos on it. I mean, it'll tear your heart out. I mean, so, and there's nothing that one person by themselves can do. It's going to take a village, you know. So I think, you know, if you can spread awareness about this kind of stuff, really, you're helping. Even if it's just, you know, talking about it, getting people to think about it, look into it, go talk to a homeless person yourself, you know, and find out what got them there. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about that. It was interesting that, you know, Tim Curry, who I pretty much grew up watching on TV and movies and shows, sitcoms on TV with Carol Burnett and you name it. And he just passed away last year, so he was pretty active up until his death. And then his son, you know, is homeless on the streets of LA for years now. And so that just blew me away, because you don't know. You know, you see somebody You don't know if they're homeless or not. You see somebody that is homeless, you don't know where they came from or what their circumstances are, who their family is. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Anyway, so that leads me to the topic of the controversial subject of van life. People are under the impression that most people, most of society is under the impression that if you're living in your van, whether you choose to or not, that you're homeless. And I know that there's a lot of reasons why people end up in their van. A lot of them didn't choose it, you know, to start with. I've talked to a lot of people that didn't choose that. You know, their circumstances got them into it. One of my friends, her husband passed away. He battled a long illness with cancer, prostate cancer, and it just wiped them out financially. They had a home, they had everything, you know, and the battle with the cancer just completely wiped out their finances. He passed away. She has no savings. She has nothing. She's unemployed. She had to move into her van, you know, with her pets, and, you know, lost everything. So, but she's enjoying it. I mean, it's something that she wants to do now, you know, I mean, so you may end up in your van by circumstances beyond your control that forced you there, but then it's something that you want to continue doing. It becomes something you like, wow, you know, this isn't so bad, and this is something I think I want to continue doing, you know, even if your circumstances improve, you know, and you can't afford to go and get another home or apartment or whatever, you don't want to. So you just don't want to get back into the rat race and all that. You just choose to stay living in your van. So, you know, there's people from all different circumstances, you know, so whether you ended up in your van, you know, and it wasn't your choice, or you ended up in your van because it's your choice, you're there. And does that mean you're homeless? You know, are you homeless if you live in your van? And most people, unfortunately, would say yes. If you don't have a physical sticks and bricks address, you are homeless. And again, now that leads me to another topic, which is, okay, so you got your people in these really expensive Sprinter vans, $60,000 and up, you know, vans, you know, these Mercedes Sprinter vans, and they're all done up to the T with everything you could possibly need to survive in them. They've got bathrooms and showers and sinks and water and refrigerators, and not that the older vans don't have that, but most people are doing the builds in these Sprinters. They seem to be like very popular vans. Now, if I was talking to somebody the other day, we were discussing, now people get hassled a lot about parking, where they park for the night if you're living in your van, especially here in San Diego. It's hard to find parking, you know, and not get hassled or not get a ticket or not get arrested or whatever. So we were talking about, if you're in a $100,000 Sprinter van done up to the T, you know, are you going to get hassled as badly as somebody that's in a 99 or below, you know, van that's pretty much not done up, that just has a mattress thrown in the back and, you know, some small things done to it? So, you know, who's going to get the bigger kick in the butt? You know what I mean? The person that has the fancy van or the person that has the older van? So there's an interesting thing right there. I'd like to know if any of you out there are watching, if you have a fancy van or if you have an older van. It's all van life. It's all van living, van dwelling. Do you consider yourself homeless? Or, you know, even if you didn't choose this, even if you did and you're enjoying it, and you don't, even if you had $1 million, you wouldn't go back to sticks and bricks or back into the old life you came from. I'd like to know that for sure, because I wonder how many people, given the opportunity, you know, if they circumstances improved in life, you know, and they won the lottery or whatever, what would they do? Would they stay living in their van? Would they, if it was me, I would buy a really nice RV. Not even an RV, because I don't want anything that's that big, because it's hard to drive, and I like a small space, and I am kind of a minimalist. So if it was me, I would upgrade to, I would probably do one of the Sprinters for sure, you know, and make sure that it's fully converted and that all my comforts are taken care of. Right now in Butterfly, I have everything I need to survive, you know, to the bare minimal. But, you know, some of these van builds and the Sprinters, even the older vans that are built out, they are phenomenal. I mean, they've got all the comforts of your apartment, only a smaller space. So, anyway, I guess I'm going to end this. I have to get into my doctor appointment. But those are some interesting things that come into my mind. And I like to get them out of my head and out on paper, so to speak. So, yeah. But the whole homeless issue and surrounding, you know, van life and living in your vehicles and all that. You know, some of these homeless people down that are living on the sidewalk, sleeping on cardboard boxes, do you really think they would consider, if you are living in a van with all of the things you need to survive and money in your pocket on top of it to get around and do what you need to do, they wouldn't consider you homeless. So they would wish, you know, that they had that, you know, and I wish for all of the people that are homeless and don't have a roof over their heads, that they could get that. You know, it would be nice if they could do van builds and van giveaways, take older vans and fix them up and give them to these homeless people, you know. And when I was living in the woods in a tent in Florida, I would have given anything to have a van, you know, to have Butterfly van. Gosh, I wish I had her then. And I sure wouldn't have considered myself homeless. So, and I don't know how to change that mindset of people that just because you don't live in a damn apartment or a house or whatever and have a physical address, that you're homeless. I think homelessness is a state of mind, you know, as far as like that goes with the vans and the whole van movement. So folks, I wish this could reach people that it really mattered, you know. It could make a difference on people's thinking that because you live in a van, you are not homeless. Stop thinking of people that live in vans as homeless, because they're not. They have everything they need to survive and they're doing just fine. And if they didn't want to be there, they wouldn't be there. And the majority of us van people, if you didn't want it, you wouldn't be there. So it's a very few, I think, out there that are still living in their vans because they have no other choice and they don't want to be doing it and they're hating it and they just want to get out. Very few people, I'm sure. So anyway, love you guys and thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. And have a great day, and please like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because then you'll get notified when I make another video. And if you like my videos or you're find them interesting, please comment and let me know. And please interact with me. It's very important. Bye for now.